Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the 2021 World Rift Asia Brawl. Once again, I'm your caster, AssassinDave. With me is one and only sexy and handsome Maxman30. We're bringing you the second match of Team Reborn and Team Alliance. They are the last match of Group C. Alliance, win or lose this game, they will proceed to the playoffs, actually. But what a showing from Reborn in the last game. Sorry for the technical difficulties that we're facing. But I think everything's back to normal. If you're watching the stream, make sure to head to Trovo for uninterrupted, high quality stream. So, without further ado, let's quickly jump to the second game as ban pick is already underway.
Yeah, the ban is going to be indeed up for the play, and Alliance, of course, their POV going to see. They're picking up some pretty big characters. They got the Lee Sin and the Alistar. Good dive potential. They snatched away the Alistar away from Team Reborn. That was doing such good stuff for them in that first game. But on the other side, one deadly wombo combo is going to be on the menu. That is going to be indeed Lulu and Jinx. You saw it, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be a pretty interesting one if they play their cards correctly. If that Jinx can get ahead with that Lulu ultimate of overgrowth, that is going to be some scary team fighting potential.
Yep.
Then you got an Olaf and a Fiora. You know, Fiora, good mobility overall. Good frontline potential also coming out from the Olaf. But what I'm looking at especially is the roaming potential of that Aurelion Sol. If he wants to do something, which I think should be bullying down, especially that Malphite to help the Olaf, I think this Aurelion Sol could be extremely useful for the entire early to mid-game stage.
Yeah. And then it seems like we have a little bit of switch up, right? Right now, it's Alliance going for the almost the same composition Reborn went in Game 1. And look at the other side. You know, it's just completely swapped. Jing and Alistar now going to Alliance. And you have like a Lulu combo with a Marksman going to Reborn. Now, obviously, given the fact that I prefer Lulu and Jinx a lot better than Kai'Sa, because Jinx attack a lot faster and she can adjust her attack range. And when you attach the Lulu's picks on top of it, Jinx early game harass potential is insane. Second to none, actually. Sometimes if you're not careful, if Lulu happens to land a slow on you, that might just be a free kill and it help Jinx to snowball. But again, Reborn this time, switch up their strategies. They're ahead, so they're surely taking this easy.
I mean, also Jinx was the explosive rounds of a switcheroo. She can also just keep so much good range, because you've got to keep in mind that when she switches over to the explosive round, she's actually got increased range and she can poke extremely hard. And then when you have the Lulu to back it up and just make you just a tanky shield while the Lulu just remains behind, like the potential poking coming out from this Jinx is going to be pretty insane. So that's why the Alistar on the opposing side of Alliance is going to be really impactful, to try and make sure that they can CC up the Jinx and keep her out of the equation. But unfortunately, Lulu also does pretty good into Alistar with also the ability that I forgot the name. Let me go check it out real quick. The Lulu, it is called the which one is it? Where it makes you small. Oh, god damn it.
I mean, I don't know the skill name. I don't know the skill name.
I think it's Whimsy. I'm not sure, but like that one when it makes you, when it transforms you, it's actually really good because it can actually deny the combo away from Alistar. When he goes for the bump, for the headbutt, and he actually can transform him, he cannot go for the knock-up, so actually it denies the combo. So Lulu into Alistar, if it's played correctly, can be a really good counter pick.
Here it comes. Ooh. Lulu into Alistar are going against each other.
Trying their best there. They get some really good significant damage down to the Lulu. Unfortunately, the combo will not be enough to pick up the frag. So they're just going to have some explosive rounds so far coming up from the Jinx to try and keep them at bay. But though they do not know the information is in a tri-bush, Blast is just moving around. I thought they were going to go for the dive on the Lulu, but not just yet.
It seems that you can, but I think it's a smart call from Alistar because he doesn't know where enemy junglers is. If you don't know that information, going in, Lulu shield herself, then you might actually put yourself in danger. You might actually feed the first blood. So I think that's a really smart play. Oh, look at Alistar. Look at Alistar. They're looking for it.
Oh! What? Missed it! Oh my god, the grenade's rooted in midway, could not do the knock-up, and the flash perfectly dodged away. That was 10,000 IQ coming out from the Jinx. God damn.
What? Like, just... What did I just witness?
30 FF? 430 FF? What is this?
That was some gaudy level play here. A little bit more action coming in on the top side. Ooh.
Yeah. Forcing the flash away. That's going to be fine. Lee Sin wants a little bit more, but unfortunately bit down more than he could chew. And he will be taken back to the fountain, unfortunately. But though Alistar's going to go back, he's going to get his lock-in chance, which is going to make those trades a little bit easy with this Jhin. But the deadly combos of Jhin that we were seeing on the first game for Team Reborn, Alliance not able to really pull them off that well.
Yeah. Alliance, I mean, they're trying to combo. They're trying to... I gotta give kudos to Alistar for playing very aggressive, but so far not able to synergize very well. But given it's still early skirmishes, once we get to the first dragon fight, we shall see, because they have the Malphite on top of it. And then just now the trade, even though it was even 1-to-1 trade, Lee Sin does get the first blood though, so they're gonna have a little bit of boost on that gold. Still, we'll have to see when the first dragon fight comes out and how Reborn is gonna execute this situation, because there's no way they can take team fights unless Olaf finds some kills really early before the team fight even begins.
That could indeed be the case. Drake is going to be an Ocean Drake for the first one, so it will be pretty good if they can get it on the likes of an Alistar. Also, that Lee Sin will be pretty helpful. And also the Malphite. Like, we didn't even talk about the Malphite Alistar Wombo combo potential. That is going to be pretty lit if they can connect it properly. Mainly, what you're looking for is to have this Malphite connect it on top of the Jinx, because Jinx is going to be, I believe, the win condition as long as they get ahead with the Lulu. So Malphite's going to have a lot to play with. Even if he gets behind, he can still do some good work. But oh my god, Aurelion Sol trying to escape the grasp of the Lee Sin. He had a good double man ultimate, but unfortunately, he will still get chased to his doom. And he will be out. But though, Lee Sin, he took that fight, and he could try and rotate down to the Drake lane, if he really wanted to. But Olaf is looking to rotate there. Also, but he's going to get intercepted by that. Also, the Alistar. And he does get the smite, picks up a kill. That's great. And also, you have the Malphite joining up the mix. He knows also that he can't go for it while he was in ultimate, and now the ultimate's off. He went for the ultimate engage, but still overgrowth from Lulu is going to be so impactful. The slows of Malphite are being too much. The CC coming out also from the Olaf, from the Alistar, should I say, is going to be absolutely insane, but he will still be able to escape unscathed, as now the team is chasing down for the frags. They will find the Ari. Can they find more? No, they can't, but boy, Wild Boar barely survives the encounter.
Wow. That was so close, but you see the last chase. It was just like, here's the power of Alistar, by the way. You know, like, it's in your face, constantly looking to CC you over and over again every few seconds. Luckily, his team responded quick enough, and then you saw the power of Aurelion Solo. This is why this hero is so popular. He has a slow, and he's slowing everybody while Jinx to dish out so much damage and clean up. I mean, this is actually looking really good for Reborn right now at this rate. With Lulu's wild growth onto his Olaf. Olaf is already pretty tanky. I mean, pretty strong. And he put a wild growth on top of him. He's become unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, even Aurelion Sol, we got to talk about Aurelion Sol there. He had such a good stun at the end. Like, Celestial Expansion was really well executed by him. He was able to get a 3-man stun and able to get some good AoE damage overall. But though, little concern. Okay, Aurelion Sol was having fun there. But Olaf, a little bit too much there, went a little bit too aggressive. The ultimate comes on through, can't even find the kill on the Ari, unfortunately. So close yet so far, but she does actually burn down afterwards, so he does get a double kill at the end of the day. I was not expecting that, but still, and the stun comes on through, forces out the ultimate to make sure he doesn't get locked down in place for too long. But what a great double frag from Aurelion Sol there, really playing around his stun so damn well.
Yeah. Aurelion Sol was not doing so well early game because he was getting caught off by Lee Sin. He lost the first blood, and we saw that before the dragon fight, Aurelion Sol died again, but it's a pretty proficient Aurelion Sol player, and you see like he's able to turn the table around really quickly with those really expertly done stuns from the skill 1. And then a little bit more action here from Olaf. They really want to put down the pressure here at the dragon side. The Ocean Dragon is still available on the map. And then once again, I do not think they have the teamfight potential, but Olaf does change the table because he's immune to all the quad controls from the enemy side, from the line side.
Yeah, Ragnarok be like, bro, got CC, I don't give a damn. But also, they give a damn about this Drake. Ocean Drake shall be indeed going their way, making things a little bit easier. But here it is, big rotation into the mid lane. Ari, though, she knows what's up. She's got that vision, and she's got that ward in the bush. So she's just like, nah, not going to be for me whatsoever. We're going to retreat away from the engagement all around. But they're going to go for Herald 2. They're going to go for double jungle objective camp secure, which is going to be great, giving them a really significant lead. But during that time, we've seen also Alistar and Jhin in the bottom lane going to be cracking open that turret, and they shall indeed find it.
Yeah,
so that's some plates and also tower gold coming their way. But mid lane also getting crashed upon by Lee Sin and Malphite, but unfortunately they cannot ensue with the turret dive.
Ooh, bottom side.
Turret dives in bot lane, that's going to be the end potentially for one of those of their players, and that's indeed Fiora out of the equation entirely. But though I'm seeing Aurelion Sol roaming around.
Aurelion Sol, the key of the equation here. They have to kill this guy first. Now speaking of that bottom side.
Huge ultimate coming out. Oh my god, they get it done. Ultimate coming out. Ragnarok from Wild Boar was so well executed, cleansed all of that CC in a matter of seconds, and they go for the triple frag over to the Aurelion Sol. Man, I don't see often in my own games good Aurelion Sols, but when I see one, man, it's Pepega. It's Pepega right there, right away.
Aurelion Sol Orianna, the true crown of the meta mages in the mid lane. right? After you get that Rylai's Crystal, the team fight presence this champion has is just way too strong. Like, he stays over there, big AoE. We saw how big the skill 1 stun can get if you charge enough distance, right? It literally covers their entire phone. There's nowhere for you to dodge. And the bottom side, a little bit more action here. It seems like they will pick up a kill on Lulu thanks to Malphite's ult. But Badger was saying the Aurelion Soul is so strong right now. They have to find a way to shut it down. Alliance have to find a way to shut it down at this point.
Yeah, didn't even get nerfed like recently. It doesn't seem like that. So I gotta say, he's still really on top of his game. And he's put in messages 1030F. Not too sure. I think that's also the information on the Flash.
Yeah.
As to when the Flash will be back up for specific characters. I do not know how to read that, but you know what? That is fair enough. As now Fiora going to be potentially caught up. She sees the information on both of these characters, so she shall escape unscathed for the time being, at least. As Zika's convergence is going to be available if he wants to go backwards, which is indeed what he's going to do to be a little bit more helpful to his teammates. But 6 to 10, this is definitely a lot closer than what we had on the first game, but still, we are seeing in the fights overall, like, the Aurelion Soul is carrying the team.
Yeah. Again, where would this be reborn? I did not expect... I thought Alliance, if they win one game, they're going to be, like, in a really good position to make it out of the group stage. But if they don't win this game, if they lose 0-2 reborn, it's going to look quite interesting in that bracket, you know? Even though they will still secure the seed going to the playoff, but it's really based off the fact that they defeated 16-bit, but they will be on an even standing with 16-bit on total score and matches. It's just that they won against them the game before. Now, another team fight on the bottom side.
Oh, Alistar can't do anything against an Olaf. Once he popped that Ragnarok, he can't do anything. Bumps back will study Aurelion Soul to buy some time, but unfortunately Ragnarok is going to be off cooldowns currently, and now Olaf is like, please help me, I'm trying to get the frags, he can't do anything. The Jin goes down eventually also, and that's down to now Lee Sin and the Alistar. Great 3-man knockup, but unfortunately, without a team to follow up, that is going to be rendered useless. The ultimate comes out also from the Jinx, but it shall not connect, and that is going to be a Baron maybe, that comes up in now 15 seconds.
Wow, I thought that fight went a little bit chaotic for Reborn, actually. You know, Olaf was a little bit, let alone there. They could have turned around and killed that Olaf, but what happened to Alliance? I think, is there like a, pressure, too much pressure, and the players just feel too nervous, and they're playing completely out of character at this point. This is not Alliance that we know that defeated 16-bit. They were laser focused on objectives. They were actually out-rotating their opponents in the previous games, and then they were actually initiating team fights. But all those matches that we've seen today against Reborn, both matches, they're playing pretty passive.
Oh, but there you go. Talking about playing passive, they are not going to be doing that. They're looking for the fight, going to be diving under the tower. Cannot find it, but he's still got Ragnarok also, so that's going to buy some extra time for him if he decides to do so. Lulu's going to be coming on the side also to try and assist him. The shield comes on through, while Drake is going to be on the minimap, and they shall indeed put their focus on it. While Fiora, like, they're all rotating on Fiora while Drake is up, man. Their priorities are not set straight for Alliance.
Oh, here it comes!
Or maybe, hey, if they can find a kill, maybe they do find the kill. Good job on that one, but still. Is it worth losing a Draco for one frag on a Fiora that was not even doing that great in the first place? I don't know.
I mean, Malphite is not a good split pusher. I think that way they kind of relieve the pressure on Malphite, and then so Malphite can rotate to next team fight. But next team fight is going to be happening around the Baron Nashor. And then Baron Nashor, how do you pronounce Nashor? I just call it Baron.
Baron Nashor.
Baron Nashor, okay. Baron Nashor, like, it's going to be coming out on that, but they didn't take advantage of that kill, and then lose the dragon also, so if they didn't take advantage of the kill they got and turn it into more objectives, then I think it's a net loss. So right now, the Baron is up. We'll see what both teams decide to do.
Yeah, and also you got yourself for the Alistar that's currently going for some anti-heal to make sure that the healing of the opposing side will not be that present. As Olaf's going to try and go for maybe a little bit of a healing build, but no, that is not going to work out for the Ari. She was trying to go for the red buff. Why was she trying to go for the red buff in the first place? I don't know. She's an AP character. It is not going to help them out, and they get the red buff secured for, I believe they picked it for the Jinx, which makes a lot more sense. Now she's going to get some extra damage on the board. And they're just keeping them under tower, just like, we're going to siege you every single day of the week, which makes sense. They got an ASO, they got himself a Jinx. Like, this is great for sieging. Yeah, and it's really great for poking as well. We saw how much, like, that Jinx just melted Alistar. Like, he's not a tank. Like, are you a tank? No, I don't think you're a tank. Not in front of Jinx. And just saw, like, the Alistar went from full HP to 30% in a matter of 2 seconds. And he had to run away. Oh my goodness. They're chasing it a little bit for kills, trying to find some damage. Like, they can't do anything. They were not even going to go for the Baron. I think they could do the Baron right now. I would say go for it. Like, just do a little bit of a bait. Like, start the Baron and then take the fight. Just jump over the wall as a team and you'll be good to go. I can imagine when the day they add Rise to the game and you can actually have the ultimate to jump over the wall with your entire team. Like, that is going to be bonkers.
Yeah. Wait, be bonkers means like be really good? Be like
it would be insane. It would be like, whoa, okay. It'll be bonkers. It'll be freaking like it'll be lit.
Wow. Okay, wow. Everything's bonkers. I'm about to eat some bunker ice cream.
Dave stream is bonkers. We're all bonkers in the chat. Hell yeah. If you're watching Dave stream, you're bonkers.
Yeah, let's go. The bunker stream. Get the bunker tournament, Bunker War of Asia Brawl. That's right. With some bunker performance from Team Reborn. You know,
too much bonkers. You're too far with the bonkers, man.
All we need is get Alliance on the bunker level. We're good to go.
Gonna put patent on the bonker word so only you can use it. That's how you do it. But now also we're gonna see Fiora. Why is Fiora down there? I don't know. She's on a Drake lane. She's chilling. She's doing her own thing. She's having one hell of a good time, but they are going to try their best to go for a Baron contest, I believe.
Yeah.
Now they see Fiora, I'm intrigued to see how Alliance going to act on this, because they know, okay, this is Fiora just not in a good position. They are so split away from each other, but we can't see them on the minimap. Like, what are they doing? They have no game plan here. They're just like, we're going to try and take a fight, and we'll see. But they have no game plan. You can see it by how they're positioned on the map.
They're scared. I mean, they don't have vision, right? They're scared. They know that Jinx melts this Alistar. So even Alistar cannot step up right now. So they're just kind of scared. And meanwhile, all at the same time, Reborn just farming the jungle. They're farming the lane. You know that I think the Fiora has teleportation ready. So that's why Fiora is always split pushing, right? Because she can just teleport to the team fight anytime she wants. Look at a poke now onto the Alistar from Jinx once again. It's, oh, here it comes.
Oh my god, that's exactly the combo they need. They need to be able to punish. Overgrowth does come on through, and that's going to be the end of the Jinx. This is their opportunity, but Olaf says, no, get the hell away from us. And he's going to go for the huge burst damage. He does a lot of work, finds one kill only, but now he put everyone so low. You know that Aurelion Sol will be able to close off that fight for his teammates. Flash out away from the Jhin. He does not want to take that fight head on whatsoever. And still, that sacrifice from the Olaf was 100% worthwhile. He did so much work for his team and so much damage that then they were easily able to close it off. But now, what's their focus on? Like, their focus should be normally going onto the Drake, because it's only Jhin that should be a really big threat to them. Fiora and also Aurelion Sol can easily do that one, but it seems like they're not going to focus it just yet.
No. And then also, I think it's a misplay from Jinx over there. I mean, I know she had a wild growth on, but it ended up to be like 3-for-3 trade, I believe. But Jinx died is not good, right? Because Jinx was just like, he had a wild growth on her, and she just like started running in, you know, into the entire team. Like, yes, you're like the giant, you know, in this entire little dwarf world, but it doesn't mean like you're that tanky. You're still a marksman. The wild growth just give you a few hundred extra HP. That's just a matter of 1 or 2 auto attacks from the enemy.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely an overstep. Like, that was a big mistake coming out from there. And that's exactly how Alliance can come back into this game. They spot a player out of position, punish that, and then take the fight. Unfortunately for them, Olaf is just way too damn good at the game right now. And he was just able to just stomp down everyone in that engagement. So they still got to be very careful about being able to CC up him. But unfortunately, Ragnarok of Olaf makes things a little bit hard for Alliance to deal with. So hopefully they can find a way. Going to see the Drake lane getting pushed up there. Might be losing their second turret. Asol is up there too, but he is solo. This might be a good opportunity for the side of Alliance to pair up on top of Asol that's been causing so many issues, but they're just so spread. Where is Lee Sin? He's nowhere to be seen. The rotation path of Alliance is non-existent.
I mean, I think right now at this point, players are under a tremendous amount of pressure. So, like, back to my point, to think that players are actually thinking the game is actually really rare, right? Usually players in the game, because of the amount of pressure they're enduring mentally, it's really hard for them to think. That's why as coaches, the team, they just train the player to think on this beforehand, but here comes another team fight.
Man, Overgrowth and Ragnarok on top of the Olaf. He's unstoppable right now, but he's still taking so much damage, and he goes down first. The Jinx will follow closely in his footsteps.
Wow.
Because now Asol is just going to be chasing out the remaining players of the opposing side of Alliance and taking them down one by one by one. And that's going to be also the Malphite taken out eventually, and Arrow's just going to have to go back close into the river. Like, what an engage. But Olaf, even though once again, he had Overgrowth, the shield, and he had Ragnarok, and he still wheeled down so quickly. He got melted. Yeah,
he does. I mean, at this point in the game, you gotta respect everybody's damage, right? You gotta respect the Ari's damage. You gotta respect Ari's a mid-game hero. Ari's a Stoneball hero. Her late-game burst maybe not that high because everybody started building Magic Resist, but mid-game Ari's really started to shine. This is where she snowballs. Same as Jing. Like, everybody's doing quite a bit of damage. Once again, I think they're too overconfident of how tanky they are. Like Olaf should be trying to snipe the Jing every chance he gets instead of just running towards the teams thinking that he can kill everybody like he wants, right? Like there's reason why you have the immunity. Go for the backline, and then at the same time they should be more coordinated with what they want to do. They need to use the opportunity to force team fights, to force objectives, and then poke the enemy team because their strength is not in the 5v5 like clash. It's really just in the poke with Jinx with Lulu's picks on top of Jinx, and Jinx start poking, and Ardell start doing the objectives on top of Aurelion Sol. How big that is! We see two fights in a row. It's Aurelion Sol finish up the fight very cleanly. So they need to take advantage of that, the poke that they have, and start going for the objectives instead of forcing team fights for no reason.
Yeah, but we're going to be seeing here Team Reborn actually forcing their own fight. Going to have a curtain call coming on through, though. Not as sure what's happening so far with the Fiora, but you know what? It does not matter as they're going to be fighting on the front line. Though Aurelion Sol going to be going straight on back onto the Baron. That seems like their focus is to secure the Baron, and he got actually snatched away, I believe, or was actually secured. No, it was actually stolen away by Alliance. They got the Baron, and they also got himself one frag. Only one frag, unfortunately, but still that is one frag on the Fiora. And now, how are they going to use this Baron? They just can't, because every single one of their towers are dead outside of the base towers.
Yeah, that was good. That was actually, with this buff, it's going to hold them off a little bit longer, a little bit more engaged from Alistair mid.
Oh, he survives early. The redemption comes out. Unfortunately, not in a great position, but that's fine. But at least one good thing, even though they can't use the Baron, at least they denied it away. And look at their top lane also.
Yeah.
Look at that Drake lane. Like, that Drake lane is getting pummeled pretty heavily. He's going to be cracking on open. Might be actually... Whoa, man. That tower HP is going down way too quick. Although, oh, man, he misses up, unfortunately, the knock-up on top of that Jinx. That could have been a great pickup because Jinx and ASOL should be the two main focuses. But the super minions now spawn onto the Drake lane. They can maybe win a good fight or one-off and backdoor if they want. That is how close they could be to stealing that win away.
Yeah. I mean, they certainly don't count any team out right now, including Alliance, because they still have a one-ball potential. You saw how much damage they can do in burst, and then it just... But I don't think I see Malphite land all really well. So I'm hoping to see a good Malphite outcome in the next team fight, especially right now as Elder Inferno. And here it comes.
Yes! That's exactly what he wanted. He just popped the GA instantly. She got melted to the ground, but here it is. Olaf going to go straight for the back line. Jinx just flash away to safety. It should be okay, but the Zonia's going to be coming out from the Ari. She's going to get taken down initially for the team. Now down as a four-man team, while still Alistar bringing some good CC to the table, but it's just not enough to go up against the steamroll dashed away by Team Reborn. That's going to be Lee Sin making it back to the base, but now he's seeing... They're going to finish. I can maybe push the top lane, but you know what? Against a four-man squad pushing without the Olaf, there's no way Lee Sin makes that happen. And we shall indeed have a 2-0 in favor of Team Reborn.
Oh my goodness. What just happened? Like, this is totally the opposite of what a lot of people expected, right? Coming to the game, a lot of people expected Alliance would just steamroll their opposition to Reborn. Reborn is sitting on the last space of this group right now, but like, what is happening is this is actually Phoenix Reborn experience. This team has gone to Reborn 3.0, and I cannot wait for future performance from them. Somehow, what? There now we have a 3-way tie with 16-bit Alliance and Team Reborn. Hold on. I need to figure out what's happening.
I'm so sad. I'm really sad because, like, normally if it goes as we were saying earlier, like, this means the Team Reborn still hasn't made it, which is so unfortunate because that was such a good game from them, and we'll be super sad to not see them anymore. So we'll see. I'm sure you'll update us in time, Dave, as to what is happening because me do not know what is happening.
Like, okay, personally, I do not know exactly what's happening either because right now between the three teams, they have a 3-way tie, but Reborn still is 0-2, and then Alliance did bid 16-bit gear. So if we go back to the tiebreaker, Alliance does proceed to the playoffs. However, the system is thinking that 16-bit gear has won, so there's a little bit of mixed up. Now, I do want to say, I'm still what? Just
so it's 4-way tie actually. Wait, I'm getting a message from Taz saying 4-way tie actually is a next play beat Alliance 2-0. Wait, what is he saying? No, Taz said is saying BS2.
They're a 3-way tie right now in Group C.
It's a 3-way tie because like the thing is we're looking at Group C. We're looking so far as the fact that you got 3 points for 16-bit and also 3 points for Alliance. And you got only 2 points for Team Reborn, which normally means that Team Reborn still do not make it.
Yeah.
And now it's a tie between 16-bit and Alliance. That should be it, because they got 3 points each in terms of wins.
Yep, they got 3 points each in terms of wins, but look at the total points, right? Like, we have to go through individual tiebreakers. So, 3-way, then we eliminate Team Reborn, but 16-bit Gear and Alliance, those two compare to each other. Alliance have already beaten 16-bit, you know? So, from a tiebreaker perspective, Alliance should proceed, but this is a 3-way tie.
No, we're going to have a match, I think. I think we're going to have a match. We're going to have a tiebreaker match between Alliance and 16-bit. I believe that's what's happening. Yeah,
because now we cannot go back to the previous tiebreaker because that has been already exhausted. I mean, I don't know. This is just very, very interesting situation. That just shows you how competitive the tournament really is, guys. Just a lot of stuff happening all at the same time. I do want to say, what a performance from Team Reborn over there. The execution of their comp. They understand how they win comps, and like I want to take a look at first Dragon Fight, how they won that. Let's go back and take a look at the first Dragon Fight in the post-play analysis real quick. You can see right here, Olaf started by using the sweeper. He spotted the Lee Sin, who were really low, who just killed Aurelion Sol, and he just went for it. Watch over here. Ragnarok online, flash in, use the smite to finish off the kill. And now just when I think they can kill this guy, Malphite ulted, low, but nope, Wild Growth shows up, intercept, you know, and start running away. So they used everything on Olaf, but they didn't kill it. They didn't kill him, that's the worst. And Olaf turned around, slow everybody. There's a 3-minute stun from the Aurelion Sol coming in. Every time this guy seemed to be like a saving grace. And boom, just finish off the kill. Starting at that point, they just started snowball because the Rylai's Crystal is so strong on the Aurelion Sol there. Every single team fight, I do not see a big 5-man team fight from Alliance, which is again, it's very surprising for me because this team is known to be very organized in putting out those 5-man team fights.
We're just so well played overall from Team Reborn, like especially that Olaf was doing quite a bit of work. Unfortunately, it was not enough in terms of the Olaf was still getting melted really, really heavily in those fights, but still the overall damage coming out for him was so important that like still you have the ASOL being able to back up the damage that was done and turn that initial damage then into kills. So I gotta say overall, like once again, the synergy, the communication coming out from them was really strong, and unfortunately we're still not going to be seeing Team Reborn no matter what happens. Team Reborn are out of the qualification phases. We're not going to see them in a playoff, but yeah, man, I want to see what they can do like next event, because we are definitely going to see more of Team Reborn in the future.
Yeah, and we are gonna find out exactly how we're gonna settle the Group C, because right now the group is kind of chaotic. We'll have to talk about it after we get cutting a little break. But before the break, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to do a big shout out to Wild Rift Competitive, as well as Trovo. Trovo is hosting a variety of tournaments and events for League of Legends Wild Rift, including the Wild Rift Asia Brawl that you're watching right now, with a bunch of prizes for you to claim, including 30,000 Wild Core giveaway throughout this tournament, starting this upcoming Wednesday. Without their support, this tournament simply would not exist. So if you are watching the stream right now, weekly Sunday matches and Grand Final for Wild Rift Asia Brawl will be streamed on Trovo exclusively. So make sure to use the link to head to Trovo right away. Big shout out to Wild Rift Competitive teams. Wild Rift Competitive is a central place for all things competitive. No matter you're looking for a team, looking for scrimmage, looking for players, doesn't matter what you're looking for, as long as it's competitive related to Wild Rift, all you have to do is use the social links in the description right now and contact Wild Rift Competitive team. Big shout out to our wonderful, wonderful caster, Maxman30. His link is in the chat right now. Make sure to go ahead and follow his social link, follow his Twitter to follow his future endeavors. Last but not the least, make sure to follow AssassinDave YouTube channel, aka the Wild Rift Asia Brawl playlist, where you can go refer to all the previously archived games for the Wild Rift Asia Brawl. With that, I'm going to go ahead and take a short break. We'll see you back for the last remaining match of Group D, the most anticipated Chakaimuk and Sea Serpents. The two giants go against each other. Who is going to win is Sea Serpent. If Sea Serpent take a win from the Chakaimuk, whoever wins this game will proceed to the playoffs, and losers will be eliminated. We'll see their journey end right here in the group stage. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take a short break. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was a wait. Welcome back to the 2021 World Rift Asia Brawl, brought to you by Trovo.live. You're now watching the last game, the last match of the group stage between Sea Serpent and Chikaimuk. The winner will proceed, and the loser will go home. If you don't want to go home, you will then need to do your best. You can see, look at the bracket right now. Sea Serpent and Chikaimuk, they're both 1-on-1. Whoever wins this game will proceed to the next round of the playoff to compete for $2,000 US. That is correct. Not less a single penny. Without further ado, the first game ban pick is already underway. If you're watching the stream, make sure to hack your Trovo to warm up your seat with a link in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and send it to the caster's desk.
Dave, I gotta say, you said if you ever lose this, go home. I'm pretty sure they're already home, but you know what? I shall overlook that entirely. You are good to go. Before we do also focus on talking about the draft, we've got to say the bans. So Chakaimuk did ban away Oriana and Alistar. The Wombo combo geniuses are taking off the entire area. And then Sea Serpent did ban away Olaf and Aurelion Sol. Aurelion Sol was really strong last matchup. So I think it does deserve a lot of respect. I think people do definitely overlook the big old dragon quite a fair bit. Now looking onto the draft, Chakaimuk's POV, we're going to be seeing that Kennen did make it through the ban phase, and that is going to be a pretty straightforward pickup. Paired up also with the CC of Wukong's knockup potential. That is going to be a deadly combo. Wukong and Kennen together is going to be scary. But when you look in on the other side, Kai'Sa, Lulu, the Wombo combo is back in action once again. And you got Gragas to... Once again, you can flex it. It might be a mid laner. It might be also a Baron laner, even though it does seem like it will be a Baron laner, and they're going to pair it up with an AP mid, which is exactly what they're going to do. They're pairing it up with a Zed. So overall, drafts are pretty solid on both sides, but they got Camille too, which Camille, if she can get ahead and bully down and lock down that Kai'Sa, their composition is really strong. So composition alone, I'm going to say Chakaimuk might have a little bit of a lead, especially because Kennen made it through.
Wow. I mean, Kennen just gave, like, if every hero adds 1 point, Kennen right now adds like 10 points. It's like 1 versus 9, you know? He's just way too strong. So if you look at the composition, yes, you're absolutely right. Chikaimuk's composition is heavily focusing on team fights. They also have a lot of split pushing presence from the Camille alone. Whereas their opposition, where you see on the top of the screen, and that is Sea Serpent to represent. Look at those beautiful borders, the Grandmaster, the Master, the Diamond borders are just way too sexy. So despite the fact that their composition are I prefer Chakaimuk's comp, but I prefer this borders. I think this border is just way too sexy.
Yeah, I don't really like the Grandmaster border. I prefer the Master border. I think that one's looking really sexy. Damn sexy for sure. You know what? Hopefully this game is going to be sexy as well. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our third PO3 matchup of the day. And also this is an interesting one between Sea Serpent and Chakaimuk because reason why, whoever wins this makes it to the playoffs. Whoever loses, as Dave said, rightly so, they go home. Even though they're already home, but it's a metaphor. You know, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
But they're going to be sticking where they are standing so far.
True. Right now, nobody knows, you know. But they're going to go home mentally. Yeah, that still doesn't work. So, it seems like Lulu is in mid, doing a little bit of poke onto the Kennen to help the Zed. We all know Zed is a little bit weak or in the early game. He does need a little bit of help. Lulu does pop the Vision Plant in the jungle, just be a little bit more annoying. You know, she's a witch after all. But yeah, pretty peaceful early game.
They're pretty peaceful. As I say, that almost a stun comes out on top of the Lulu. Would have put her down to mid HP, but she is able to suck just fine. I'm looking at the mid matchup between Zed and Kennen specifically. The reason why I think that Kennen wins here, because I do believe that Kennen wins that matchup pretty nicely, unless, you know, there's some big ganks to help the Zed in big ways. Kennen's got that CC that Zed struggles against CC, especially in 1v1s. And also Kennen's got that big ultimate too that can make things really, really bad for the Zed. So I don't know what you think of that matchup, but I personally believe that Kennen, also because he's pretty damn OP, is going to win that matchup normally pretty dominantly, once again, unless a bunch of ganks come on through.
Early game. So all heroes kind of win against Zed, like in early, before level 3. But after level 3, if Zed does well, he's able to use a WEQ combo to poke, and then after level 5, he one-shots almost everybody. So the same argument can be made on Yasuo and Zed. Yasuo against Zed, like auto attack, Yasuo gonna win. But at level 5, if there's no minion for Yasuo to dash on, he doesn't have flash, that's a free kill for Zed every single time. Squishy assassin like Cannon, like Yasuo, they're similar. You know, when they see Zed with level 5, they're gonna die every single time. So it all depends on how Chikaimu is able to play that Cannon. Are they able to out-rotate with Cannon to rotate ahead of the Zed, leveraging the early game advantage? Or if they let the Zed peacefully transition to level 5, it might be a little bit of a problem for the Cannon in the lane.
Could be the case indeed. Also, we got another matchup that's going to be Gragas and also Camille. I'm not going to talk about that matchup too much because we talked about that matchup so often today, and we know that Camille, once she hits level 5, she can take the fight, but Gragas, his 1v1 trade potential is going to be huge, especially if he gets an early gank from the Lee Sin, which Lee Sin is toward that position. He could be of use, but I'm seeing also Lulu here. She's got 1,000 gold, would be enough to get the Locket Enchant, which I would personally recommend her to go back right now because she's not really doing too much for her team because, like, Kai'Sa was gone away, and now she's going to be, unfortunately, without the Locket Enchant for the next fight, which could be detrimental for them to be able to win that fight versus this Brawl and also versus the enemy Miss Fortune.
Yeah, I see both sides are support just being really aggressive, poking right now. And then, but if this does skills in the late game, it's going to be really, really good for Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa has been the #1 skilling champion of any pro team or competitive team's choice in the current meta. This hero is very mobile in the late game. She has a invisibility for a second, and she moves really fast. On top of it, her burst damage is insane, both from skill damage and auto attack, thanks to her passive. So this hero has been really popular right now. If they allow Kai'Sa to continue, to scale in the late game, the Kai'Sa and Lulu combo can be formidable. But in the early to mid game matchups, Miss Fortune gonna have a huge leg up. I shouldn't say leg up when we talk about two girls, but huge advantage, huge advantage.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty big advantage for them indeed. I fully agree with you on that one. But so far, I actually didn't ask you, Dave. Normally, that's something I like to ask to my co-casters quite a bit. Is like, which team do you think will be actually winning? Not this matchup, but like this BO3 series. And do you have a reason why? I'd love to know.
I don't know. I think that both teams are really good in their respective ways. I do think that Sea Serpents coming in as the preferred or the expected team to win. Oh, speaking of that, here it comes. A little bit of action.
Oh, big fight. Oh, my. Big early ultimate coming out from the Cannon too, but unfortunately was not able to stun because he didn't have enough stacks for that to happen. Now Lulu's going to be joining up the mix. Zed instant ultimate, but the rest of the team is ready to follow up. Also the Wukong ultimate to try and give a little bit more breathing space. And that ultimate of Zed was like almost like rendered useless by the shield that came on through from the Locket Enchant from the Brawl. And now they're just going to go straight for the Drake, which I got to say, that's an aggressive Drake, but they put them so low on the other side, they just almost can't contest it. Brom's going to try his best, and he will be secured by the Smite onto the Lee Sin.
Very, very odd play coming out from Chikaimu here. Even though they have a teamfight comp, but didn't execute it properly. We saw the Cannon completely miss that ultimate. And right after that, Zed is able to get the enemy jungle, get the Sea Serpent jungler low. Once the Wukong is low, you see that Sea Serpent just very decisively went for the dragon. And it's Infernal Dragon also. That is a really good play from Sea Serpents, able to dodge the ultimate from Cannon, and then eventually secure the dragon. I think it was smart, it's good positioning. Maybe they just capitalized on the mistake from Chikaimu as well.
For sure on that one. Nothing's been really happening in that Baron lane so far, actually. Gragas and Camille have been at pretty much a standoff. Oh, now they say that you actually got the Wukong, the monkey boy, that was around the corner for a split second, but he's going to be going for the Scuttler for the time being. Because now Miss Fortune going to be taking her own fight. It's a little bit like Myron, not sure exactly what's happening, but she is getting dived. It does seem like she's indeed getting dived in a 1v3. Oh, nice jump in. She does get the heal, though, but it's not going to be enough as Lee Sin joins up on the fight also. Braum, where was he? What was he doing? He was in mid that entire time. He's chilling. He's vibing. He's on a vacation.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of lag right here. Let's switch to the other side. From the Sea Serpent's perspective, yeah, Braum was definitely vibing somewhere else. Like, that was just a little bit unfortunate. Leaving the Kai'Sa, the most important character, instead of rotating away from her, you needed people to rotate towards her. That's the win condition. Yep, you understand that the comp all revolves around like how quickly you can get this Kai'Sa fed. And if it don't revolve around her, it's going to be a big mistake. And we saw that being punished very heavily on that lane.
Yeah, a big punishment indeed did happen. I like to see that indeed. So the first Drake, we saw it happen earlier, was easily taken away. Now the thing is they've got to try and get some more turret-based control, which Zed, a lot of people tell me Zed is not a good split pusher. I think Zed is a great split pusher.
Yeah,
the reason why is because he can escape easily with his shadow. and make himself very slippery. Same for Camille too. Camille is very similar in that sense that she can split push, move away. Lee Sin is pretty similar too because they got that great escape potential while get some significant turret damage. So I think overall Zed created a good opportunity on the Drake lane, picked up the first tower, now can allow himself and his team to focus on other positions. Lee Sin also in the bot lane. They're staying in the bush. You can't see right now, but on the minimap, Lee Sin and Gragas are waiting for the opportunity to strike on top of that Camille, waiting for her to push the wave.
Yeah, I mean...
What's going to happen?
Well, they
spotted out. They're going to go for the tower dive. We're only going to be talking about what's happening in the points, but yeah, they do go for the dive, and they do indeed find the kill. Nice. Gragas will be finding that one. Now, because Gragas is a little bit ahead, he should easily be able to hold his lane 1v1 versus Camille.
Yep. And then I want to emphasize that is just a perfect split pusher. In fact, all of those bruisers, fighters, assassins, their mid game to late game are just split push, actually. Oh, speaking of split pushing, it's a little bit of skirmish in mid.
Yeah, push in mid. They do get the transformation for a split second, but though the Herald is going to be pushing onto the Drake lane to trade off that tower that Zed was able to secure prematurely, so they will be able to clap back in big ways. But once again, this game is now going to a little bit of a standstill. Not too much is happening. 45 seconds before the next Drake is going to be up on the Rift. Hopefully, they'll be able to secure it down. But Lee Sin is already going to go for the blue side jungle clear, so he should be getting there really quickly. Every single player is towards mid or the Drake lane, which does tend to show, to me at least, that they are slowly getting ready for Drake control and potentially an early peak.
I think there was a little mix-up from my side. Kaisa was... Oh, so okay. So I have a little mix-up over there. Kaisa was obviously from Sea Serpent side. So, yeah, they're going for the late game skilling. Just now we saw a little bit of rotation over there from when Brawl was gone. That was on the Chikamuk side. So Sea Serpent is definitely able to catch take advantage and to catch the misfortune off guard. Oh, here we go. A little bit of skirmish in mid.
Camille, what are you doing? Well, we're going to name 1v3, but you know what? They're still able to find himself a frag on top of the Lulu at the end of the day, but that's going to be an even trade-off. Oh my god, no, Kennen! He gets it despite being so low. That's going to be the Zhonya paying dividends. That's going to be 2 frags. Lee Sin, Kaisa out of the equation, and so will be the Lulu. 3 kills Conan away of Chakaimuk, and now Drake is going to be on the menu. They're going to go for the TP in. I believe that's going to be the Camille, and Camille indeed shall be there, and she's going to go instantly for the dive on that one target. That's going to be the Zed. He does make it unscathed, but he just can't contest the Drake. And so far, it's going to be a really decent trade on the end. So it's going to be 1 Drake for both teams. A nice trade, 50-50% win rate on the Dragon Pit. But that was a clean fight. Sure, I'm still going to question how that Camille engaged at the start under tower. But then the team backed it up in such a good way that it was worthwhile. Yep.
Well, this is what you do when you have cannon. I mean, absolutely. Camille locks somebody down. And you force a team fight where you cannot go when your team is ready. Speaking of team ready, it seems like Sea Serpent wants a little bit of peace for themselves. Nothing happened here, though.
Next item going to be purchased by the Camille, though. Not the Camille, sorry. The Misfortune, should I say. So she's going to be popping some real significant damage in the next fight. She's got a regen, though. Really, one thing that's interesting to me was Misfortune. Her mana management is not that great. So you've got to be careful on how you use that Ricochet. I was going to a sweet little replay on our screens currently, seeing how that fight happened. And Camille just, like, using everything in her kit. Like, bro, I'm going to go for it. Kennen got a significant stun, though. And paired up was also the bullet time coming out from the Misfortune. It was really well executed. But that Zhonya coming out, it was, like, so surprised that Lee Sin didn't connect an extra basic attack. He was like, do I go for it? Do I leave? He was like, And unfortunately, when it comes down to games like this, indecision is your biggest foe.
Yeah.
Do you not know what you're doing? That is when you're going to lose the most fights.
Yeah. You don't get run over when you're crossing the street. You get run over when you're deciding whether to run over the street. So just either go or don't go, you know? So that
I never thought of saying it like that. That's actually a really good way to put it. Hell yeah. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, I learned it from a wisdom guy with a real white, a long beard from a mountain that talk like, smart boy. Oh, here we go.
Oh, there you go. Doctor Strange will be proud of that one for sure. But here we go. The fight's coming on through. Lulu on the back line, but not in a position where she can actually assist her teammates. But during that time, they only lose Gragas. That's great. But look at also the split push coming on through. You've got the Kaisa and Lee Sin pushing on strong into the mid lane. That's going to be the second turret. Everyone is back to base. This is so worth it, actually, for the side of Sea Serpent. Sure, they lose Gragas, but a second mid lane turret? Hell yeah, sign me up, baby. I'm taking that every day of the week.
Yeah. Tier 2 tower in mid is one of the most important turrets. Here it comes. Zed.
So they're going to be taking that fight, though. They're going to be contesting away. The stun almost comes on through Lulu, but they do not get the third basic attack. You know what? They're just not ready. Camille, here it is. This is the dive. Did she has the ultimate? I'm not sure if she has it anymore.
Cannon!
But it seemed like here, Kennen coming on through. Nice 3-man stun and huge burst damage. The Lulu will stay alive. Lee Sin is ready to re-engage. He is full HP. This should be a fight that Lee Sin can easily win, especially knowing he has the GA. But he's just not ready just yet. But what a weird engage. Losing Zed really quickly there. I thought they could re-engage, but they were like, nope, we're taking it passive now.
I wasn't sure what Camille did over there. I mean, you can pretty much tell very easily what Cannon did. Cannon was like really good, you know, with a flash engage, flash ultimate. But Camille kind of just went in, took a beating, and then left. You know?
She thought she was a tank for a second. She's like, actually, I can't. No, I can't. Instant regret right there. But like, hopefully she can play a little bit better because she's 0-1 in 4. She's only got one item too. When you only one item in 12 minutes, that makes me pause like a few questions. Like, one item in 12 minutes is not good. It's really not good.
Yeah, you need a split push. You need to be sustaining against that. One of the best items against that is obviously Death Dance. So maybe that's something that Camille is considering picking up. Because if you get ulted by Zed, you don't die instantly. In an instant, you can then utilize shield, you can then utilize lifesteal to stay alive, and then possibly turn around. Speaking of Zed again.
Oh my god, Zed's going for it. Might get the ultimate damage. He will get the burn though. There might be a frag on the... Oh, the ignite will not find a kill actually. That's Zed going down and not able to trade out his life. And Camille is so far away, but she's slowly making her way through the red side of the jungle and might be able to get a sneaky little engage if she wants. Her ultimate is still off cooldown. So I think she could still have a good long impact. But yeah, Zed, that was an interesting one. Like, unfortunately, 1v3, you have some CC on the other side too. You should know that's not going to work. You got to try and play with your team. Yeah. And that was a rightly deserved death, I do have to say.
True. I mean, let's hand over the Mountain Dragon to Chikaimuk. And then you're absolutely right on the fact that Zed shouldn't have done that. Because Zed is more... When we talk about Zed being split pushing, right now he shouldn't be mid at all. You know, he should be split pushing, creating that pressure, and whoever comes to lane, you can kill that person. You know, that's how Zed is being... The effect being maximized. The whole point about Zed is one-on-one assassination, right? Like, he's able to kill people, like, whoever left alone, especially somebody's walked towards him. Like, the combo can do the maximum damage when they're closer. And then... But he was not doing that. He was 1 for 3 and trying to styling, vibing on the Chikaimuk, you know. Underestimating your opponents is definitely not the way to go here, despite the fact that we see some Grandmaster border. But 5-on-5 is a different beast compared to individual rank, in my opinion.
We're trying to say is border means nothing. That is the thing. But in case you guys also did join the stream a little bit late, already welcome. And I do have to say, this is the last match of the day of Group D. You guys have Chakaimuk versus Sea Serpents. Whoever wins this makes it to the playoffs, and whoever loses stays here and has no friends, just like me in real life. But that is okay. Though Lulu onto the backside, taking some already severe beating. Wukong also with the overgrowth. Oh my god, that's going to be pretty big. They're going to be able to keep the Kaiser alive, but still Wukong is doing way too much work paired up with the Kennen, and that is going to be Kaiser out of the fights. Followed up with Zed also. There's an Gragas, the story going to be taking a pretty big beating. Lee Sin also in a pretty similar position, though they're taking a 1v2 versus Camille, but she's able to flash away to the safety of her team, and they were just waiting inside the bush. And now Lulu left alone as Lee Sin is able to survive barely, but for how long he's going to get the nice jump out with the flash. Just by a little bit of time, unfortunately, he's going to get chased to his doom, to his death by that Wukong, and Baron is on the menu indeed. As a 3-man team, that should be pretty easy for them to pick up.
Wow, it's a 4-2 trade to the favor of Chikaimuk once again. We talk about their team is better at team fight, and then they are doing exactly just that. Also, at the same time, for Sea Serpent, they were doing okay early game, but now they're forcing themselves to do too much team fights. Their team is really good split pushing. They got Gragas, they got Zed, and then they should be doing that and just allow the Kaiser to scale, you know, in the mid lane, like do like 1-3-1 situation, or you can even have Gragas do like 1-4, have Zed split push. But we see them constantly get themselves into unnecessary fights. Yes, Baron is up, but then what you need to do is obviously set up a pick on the side or somewhere in the jungle instead of facing the enemy heads on, because I don't think they're ever gonna win a team fight like this, considering how strong the team fight presence is from Chikaimuk.
Question from me to you here, Dave. So yes or no answer. Are we going to see Kennen get banned in Game 2?
Oh, crap. Yes.
Yeah, does it. Hopefully they do ban it. I really hope so, because Kennen is definitely not making matters easy for them.
No.
Although they're going to be having unfortunately for them, Gragas having to take care of the bot lane, so that means the top lane is easy to push for the side of Misfortune. Kennen and also the other side of Brawl. So they are off to a really good start when it comes down to controlling objectives. Camille is once again feeling like she's a tank. You're not Alistar, my friend. You picked the wrong goddamn champion. Stay on the back line with your friends until you want to go for the dive. Then maybe you can go aggressive. But until then, take it slow.
Yeah, I think Camille's a little bit rushing it, absolutely, because sometimes you get outpoked. There was one time he got outpoked, even though they won a team fight, because Camille was so low. They were not able to siege like Baron right afterwards in the mid. So I think that, yeah, you're absolutely right on that. He need to be taking it easier upon himself to not take that much poke. Speaking of poke, though, here it comes.
Oh. Pushing tower, great ultimate, hippity hoppity, your tower is now my property, as they're going to be clashing on through with the ultimate of Kennen once again to burst, and CC is way too much for them to fathom with. And now they find the turret, they cracked open the base, just like an omelette when you crack and open some eggs, and they're having one good time with that omelette for sure. And now that might just be a second turret, though. They're going to have that Miss Fortune going, no, that Lulu, sorry, going pretty damn low, and also the Miss Fortune is going to be able to survive the encounter. They're also damn low. Now it's time to maybe retreat, my friend. You do not have a substantial wave. Leave the fight. You're still up as a 5-man team. That is insane in the first place. But what a great fight overall. They're being respectful. They're moving away. And it picks up 2, like, base turrets. Like, you can't ask more than that. That was perfect. Oh, no. Oh, wait. I'm taking that one back. Oh, my God. They are chasing it down. They find one. They find a second. And they're crumbling down to pieces. Sea Serpents are taking another big, fat L on their forehead. And that is going to be Zed also again chased away. The stun of Braum comes on through. And that is all set and done. Ace coming on through from the side of Chakaimuk. And they are maybe looking for a bit more.
Yeah, now Chakaimuk, with the advantage that they got, they are going to get the... it seems like they're going for the Elder Dragon, right? Still 4 people down, including the jungler. I mean, right now is no time to get anything else but the Elder Dragon. They have 3 people up. It seems like 4 people out there taking a sweet time. You know, you can see we're a little bit lag from the Chakaimuk's perspective, so we'll switch back to Sea Serpents. But yeah, as of right now, Chakaimuk is contesting the Elder Dragon. It's going to be Elder Cloud, and they have a lot of Elder Dragons under their belt already. So with the Elder Cloud, it's going to be 3 dragons overall. That's, I think, 20% movement speed plus like a lot of true damage.
And that's indeed like being super impactful in these fights overall. The quality is a little bit low, so I'm not sure exactly what's happening on my screen, but
ooh. Speaking of quality low, we have a little bit disconnect. It does seem like the Discord is not working, won't cooperate, so we're going to go ahead and reconnect back. So here we go.
Oh, there we go. Pog. We're here. So yeah, I was going to say Baron is then on the menu once again. Chakaimuk, I cannot see them. That makes me think they are maybe close into the jungle or towards the Baron pit, but they were just going to be jumping out of the bush, finding potentially one is the Lee Sin. He's going to be out of position. Even the ultimate coming on through. I do not know why Lulu tried to save that. She should have known that that was not going to work. Though, Zed is trying to go for the engage. Ultimate comes on through onto Kennen. Unfortunately, that's just barely a scratch.
Yeah.
And he's going to be taking that one. Though, nice frag. They do find at least one. Kennen's going to be out, but he did already use his ultimate, so his usefulness is basically already down out of the equation entirely. But that's going to be the Nexus open for taking damage, and they're just going to focus it down, and that is going to be the first game dominantly going in favor of Chakaimuk. 1-0 versus Sea Serpents.
I mean... Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say about that game, because I feel like Sea Serpents had it in them, and then they kind of just played a little bit carelessly in that last game. They could have taken the game pretty easily in the early game, right? We can quickly go back to take a post-game analysis and see exactly what went down in the last game, but like quickly, let's go back to the post-game analysis and see exactly what happened. I feel like they were doing okay early game. They got 2 kills. They secured the first dragon, and then everything just went downhill real quickly.
At that point onwards, it was just this game was so cleanly played coming up from Chakaimuk. Sure, there was a few little hiccups left and right, but overall, the average skill cap from them was really, really high up there, and I think that they deserve a lot of respect for this first game. The thing is also, they had Kennen, which definitely made things a lot easier for them in the long run. You've got to keep that in mind. That was a really good combo. Also paired up with the Wukong. That's a really good wombo combo, a good mix of damage and CC and AoE damage overall, which is strong to have when you can take some big team fights.
True.
But I think overall, the one issue I've been seeing for Sea Serpents is the fact that they were always very spread, taking care of towers and everything when they should try and stick together. And the thing is, you would see Chakaimuk like abuse that, not really by taking fights, but mostly by pushing mid lane, pushing Drake lane, and they would get towers super quickly because they would abuse and punish the side of Sea Serpents, but for being too split, because they're like, you're split away, you can't defend towers, we're going to take 2 towers in mid. They do it, and then they have so much map control that Sea Serpents have nowhere to hide when it comes down to it, and then they could take, like we're seeing right now on our screen, they could take Drakes with how too much of an issue because, once again, their map awareness was so damn good.
Yeah, Sea Serpents, this is how they should approach every fight, right? You bait out, they have to bait out this wombo combos. Look at the presence from, I mean, when you give cannon away, you gotta be mentally prepared. You know, when, like this, when cannon jumps in, everybody flash away, that's fine. And then take the objective. And they also got the first 2 kills, I believe, starting right over here. Yeah, when it dove the Kaisa from Chikaimu, so not Kaisa, the Misfortune, when Brawl was not here. I thought it was really nicely done because that's exactly what's supposed to do. Pressure the side lanes, and then allow Zed to split push, right? Give Zed the room, so just continue to put a lane pressure and then play a more versus less, a number advantage. Play the numbers game. That's how you win because you can't team fight 5-on-5. So you have to make sure that enemies always behind on numbers. But that's not what happened. I think starting off at the second dragon fight, this is where everything turned around for them. Let's take a look at the second dragon fight. Camille first went in. This is where he said, Camille didn't have ultimate. He just got chunked. But then Cannon coming in and killed everybody because it's Cannon. Nice Hourglass, nice Zonius over there. Nice Stasis Enchant, whatever I call it. So that's a 0-3 trade.
Even Lee Sin was like, what am I doing? I don't know. And he died because of that unfortunate indecision. As I said, it is your biggest foe when it comes to gaming esports. There's a teleport coming up from the Camille. She was able to contest also that Drake in good way and take a few frags with her team. Overall, I don't know what to say really. It's just Chakomik played down such a good level that there's not really much to add. Sea Serpents, They were not responding in any good ways. And also, ban goddamn Kennen, please. If they didn't do that, I'm going to be raging. Because they're just asking to lose, leaving Kennen open. Yeah, because
if Cannon is open, because next game, I think they might not ban it. Because for Sea Serpents, they have first pick next game. So they might leave it open to see if Chakaimu will ban it. You know? So they can first pick it.
It's all they got to have it, or they pick it, or they don't let the enemies have it. It's one or the other.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
If they let it through draft, through the first pick, and it's get picked up again by Chakaimu, I'm going to be like, bro, you're throwing. Like, that's a big fat L.
And absolutely, if you let Cannon out, like we saw yesterday, then you really gotta pressure his lane. Make sure you lose early game. Then the split push lane will continue to put pressure onto Cannon because Cannon's not very good at playing behind. He's an assassin, not really assassin category, but it's a little ninja, right? After all, so he have to heavily dive or do nothing in the back. So that's not what happened this game. Cannon just continued to pull off those great team fights. Anyways, before we continue to the short break in game 2. Because right now, Chakaimu is 1-0 ahead against... This is a David versus Goliath story. Because, you know, some Diamond players versus Grandmasters. But just tell you 5-on-5 rank doesn't matter. Now, before we get to the break, we do want to talk about the sponsors for this tournament. Trovo is hosting a variety of tournaments, events for League of Legends Wild Rift, with a bunch of prizes for you to claim, including 30,000 Wild Core giveaway throughout this event. Without Trovo's support, this tournament simply would not be possible. So if you're watching the stream right now, weekly Sunday matches and the grand final for Wild Rift Asia Brawl will be streamed on Trovo exclusively. So make sure to use the link to head to Trovo right away. Warm up your seat, get yourself ready for the giveaway starting this upcoming Wednesday playoffs. Big shout out to Wild Rift competitive teams. Wild Rift competitive is the central place for all things competitive. No matter you're looking for players, teams, scrimmage, anything you want, they can answer the question for you. All you have to do is follow them with their social media links in description, and they will get the solution for you. Big shout out to our lovely, sexy, handsome, talented caster, Maxman30. Make sure to go ahead and follow his social media, his Twitter, so you can follow his future events and future adventures as well. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for the previous games that's been stored, archived beautifully, make sure you go to the AssassinDave YouTube channel, look for Wild Rift Asia Brawl playlist. There you will find everything you need and more. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and take a short 2-minute break. We'll see you guys back for the second match, the match point for Chakaimuk versus Sea Serpents. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and pets, welcome back to the 2021 World Rift Asia Brawl group stage. This is the last day, and this is the last match. Right now, it's 1-0 to the favor of Chakaimuk. Sea Serpents would either step it up because it's do or die, ladies and gentlemen. Match point for Chakaimuk. If Sea Serpents want to have a chance to compete for the $2,000 prize pool, they have to step it up. It's, again, do or die. Without further ado, the second game ban pick is already underway. Let's quickly send it over to the caster's desk.
Let's another flipping go into our final match, potentially, of the day, unless we have a nice comeback from Sea Serpents. They've been showing some true potential. By the way, this stream is not up on Discord. I'm just saying.
Okay,
if I can see what's happening, that'll be pretty damn sick. But I am seeing, indeed, Sea Serpent already got himself a Gragas. They're looking, also eyeing out for the Jin and the Wukong, which they did not go for the Jin. They went for the Akali instead, which is still a rather relevant assassin when it comes down to it. So I'm pretty much okay with that. And their dive potential alone from Wukong and Akali together is going to be pretty strong. If they can get a Lulu paired with that, that would be extremely strong, especially on that Wukong or the Akali to follow up on the dive. And if they go for Kai'Sa too, man, that's so much combo potential with the Lulu. That should be a straightforward pickup. But I wonder if they're going to commit to it, because let's not forget, Alistar did make it through the ban phase, and to follow up with a Wukong and with an Akali, Alistar would be great pickup, which it does seem like they're indeed going to go for the Alistar and switch up the Kai'Sa for a Jin, which Jin Alistar is a way better combo than Alistar and Kai'Sa.
I mean, I think we did you go over the bans? I think we went over the bans, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think we said it. I think we said it was into the chat. It was said, but in case you guys do not know what the bans currently are, I'm going to do a quick recap for you guys at home. So we had Aurelion Sol, Orianna, Olaf, and also Kennen taken out. So Kennen got banned, which is what we were hoping for. It got banned away by the side of Chakaimuk because they were second pick, so it made sense for them to ban it away.
Yep. Chakaimuk with this game, we're going with a little bit of reverse once again, like the last match, right? Before taking on Alliance, the two games composition seems to be a little bit switch up, like for both teams, and now we're seeing it again. This game, we're seeing the team fight composition, the Alistair, the Wukong, the Gragas, the Jin combo being picked up by Sea Serpents, where the other side, the Chakaimuk, we're going for a little bit more of split pushing, right? Because when you go for the heroes like Twisted Fate, you're going for the silent picks, you're going for the Twisted Fate split pushing, and then use the ult to go into the team fights. They do have the Braum to their favor, the Braum and the Misfortune combo, the bullet time. So we'll see who pull off who execute their comp a lot better. But I like both comps. I think they're both very, very nice.
Yeah, I prefer Sea Serpents a little bit, also because you have a big cow in there, so I'm going to say I'm a fan of the Sea Serpent composition. But no, I do think that the composition of a Sea Serpents has a lot of AoE CC to bring to the table. You know, good Gragas for displacement. You got the wombo combo potential between the Wukong and also the Alistars. I think together that can be rather strong. I think that Jin also, if he can not fall behind, would be in a good spot. But it seems like we can have a little bit of an invade from Lee Sin and also the Braum. Looking for a little bit of intel. Going to get the ward down onto the red buff. They're not going to steal it, but it's just to get information on how the timers are working. Yeah. As Braum is just going to deny that vision away to make sure they can't use it to scout some wards, which is always something you should do if you are going for an early invade.
that is just so annoying. Because last game we saw the Lulu from Sea Serpent did the same thing, right? Just be annoying to the enemy millionaire and then steal the vision board. And this time it's Braum's like, okay, you know, payback. Here, taste your own medicine. A little bit taste of your own medicine.
Taste of Rainbow. Skittle. Yeah. Hell yeah. Sponsor us, Skittle, please. Thank you. I got a question actually for you also into the draft. One character we have not been seeing almost at all throughout yesterday and today is Twisted Fate, and I would love to know what's your stance on Twisted Fate. What do you think of him? Do you think that's wait? If you think orgasmic about him, that's cool. You know, that's cool. I'm okay with it.
I mean, that's totally not my reaction at all. I was just thinking, having a little bit extra air in my lawn. Okay, so regarding Twisted Fate, I think Twisted Fate is okay hero. He is really good at split pushing and really good at roaming. Obviously, thanks to his ultimate. No one has a teleport as good as Twisted Fate, right? The global teleport, the global roam. But and he's also really strong in lane. There are some meta heroes that Aurelion Sol, for example, Twisted Fate can be really good against. You know, it's just one of those interesting heroes like Malphite. I never think Malphite is a really strong side lane, Aaron lane, but Malphite is really good against heroes like Akali, like heroes like Cannon. It's same thing with Twisted Fate. His hero is mediocre in a lot of ways. Most mid laner hero counter Twisted Fate. For example, even Yasuo should have destroyed Twisted Fate, right, with the wind wall. And then there's also Orianna should have destroyed Twisted Fate in mid lane. But Twisted Fate does work against some really good meta mid laners, including Cannon. Including Aurelion Sol. And obviously his roaming potential is just through the roof. So I don't know. I have a mixed feeling about it.
Yeah, map presence is pretty good, but I think it also does pretty good into Akali because Akali is a meaty character, so you can just get that stun every few seconds, which is pretty strong. And especially if you do get dived onto by the Akali, one good thing is that you can actually hit the stun, then use your triple cards, chuck it out there, and you're going to get a huge amount of burst because if you're hitting someone that's melee to you, your 3 cards will actually hit and deal some significant damage. I think Twisted Fate, purely to deal with the Akali in that mid lane laning phase, is going to be rather strong. And once again, the map presence from that ultimate alone is going to be rather significant if he can play his cards correctly.
Yeah.
Brawl and Alistar having an unofficial friendship over there in the river, having a little bit of a fun time. Well, this game is off to a really slow start. We did have 1 kill go over to Chakaimuk, but so far, things are going rather slowly, which is a lot better than what we had on that first game, where things got a little bit hectic really quickly.
And I do want to point out another benefit of Twisted Fate in this game. When Twisted Fate activates ultimate, he has global true vision. So he reveals everybody. So if Akali is activating, it's in the Shroud, she can't really hide in the Shroud. That's the point. If Twisted Fate activates ult, you can hit Akali whenever you want. Just like you pointed out, first blood already go to Chakaimuk. Once again, to continue their momentum into game 2, they want to take home a 2-0 series against Sea Serpents. Let's see if they're able to pull that off, because I mean, they're doing the same thing of next play versus Killer Gaming, right? They try to open up, try to raise a daddy, right? They try to set this guy up for success. And if Camille is really strong, is fed, there's nothing Gragas can do.
Did you say they're trying to raise a daddy?
Yeah, raise a daddy. Like, basically, a daddy for the enemy, right? Oh my god! Camille showed up! Then everybody start running away because it's Camille's daddy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have never heard that in my life. You know what? I'll write that down in my books of things I wish I would never have heard in my life. Yeah. But that is... So far, Drake, though, is going to be spawned on the map. It could be a point of contestment. Vision has definitely been dashed away, showing some kind of interest towards that objective. But they're so far going to go only for the River Scuttler to make sure they can keep that vision on going. But they seem like they want to go for it. I mean, they are there present as a 4-man so far. Akali is the only one that's currently not present, and she can easily rotate from the mid lane down there if she really wants to. But so far, Drake is going to go down, withering away, smited out by the Monkey, and the Monkey will get the Fire Drake for his team. But they're slowly going to get chased away, but they're going to be able to dispatch it. Though Camille, I'm seeing Camille taking an Akali 1v1 currently in that side of the map. It's going to be on the Baron lane. And she's going for the tower dive. Can she survive? I'm not too sure. Twisted Fate also goes for the ultimate. Will be able to maybe get the frag for his team. But he does indeed go down to the side of the Akali. And Akali survives the insane tower dive of the Camille. But for how long? Brawl, Lee Sin, both coming up there. That should be an easy kill pickup. The ult comes on through. Is it overkill? Maybe a little bit. But that is fine as long as you make the trade even.
Wow. I mean, it's a really smart play. Coming from Chakaimuk, I know that what wanted to do. They have Camille split pushing the whole time, first turret, right? Because they give out the tower, they had to trade the first turret. That's the only way to make it even. And then on top of it, they have Twisted Fate. We're talking about this hero can be really good at supporting your jungle because global presence, and his ultimate reveals Akali. So I thought they got a sure kill, but maybe that was just a beautiful play from Akali. We don't have any camera or people who pan camera to show us what exactly happened, but that was a beautiful play from Akali. So kudos to him for taking out 1v2 and get a kill.
Yeah, big kudos. Herald's going to be on the menu too. Very soon he's going to spawn in now too. He is now on the Rift. I'm intrigued to see who's going to be going for it. But I'm seeing also Twisted Fate going for the push up top. He's going to be followed up with Brawl, and also I believe the Camille's there too. Oh, and it's going to be actually the Lee Sin that's going to be there focusing that fight. And man, this poor Akali, she's just getting cyberbullied right now, man. Yeah. This is feeling real bad. Cyberbullying is not good unless you are playing Wild Rift. Nice double knock up coming on through from the Wukong. Ultimate coming out from Brawl to try and give some breathing space to the rest of their team. But now Herald is indeed going to be the focus of the party. But for how long can they hold on to it? Seems like they're just going to give it up entirely. Sea Serpents not off to a great start. Sure, they got the Drake earlier, but now the Herald is up. And if they can push it into the mid lane, that would be absolutely fantastic.
I gotta say, this game, Chakaimuk is really impressed, really making a a huge impression on me with the way how they manage their lanes, the resources. They give up the dragon consciously, even though it's Inferno Dragon. You know, they do it on purpose. They know they cannot take a 5-on-5 team fight. So instead they go for the split push, go for the trade. They got a first tower, even though there were a little bit of mechanical mistakes, but you know, they cleaned up in the second engagement of the Kali, got the kill, and a Rift Herald execution, which is flawless. You know, poking enemy, instead of focusing on the Rift Herald, poking everybody away. So even though you have a team comp that's focused on team fight, but if your front line is kind of low, then you can't. You lost that pressure. You lost the team fight presence, and then they can take the Rift Herald for free. So it's just really good execution right now from Chakaimuk. I want to see if they can keep this up, if they win this match, or just in this game.
Yeah, just in case also to try to set the scene and the pace for you guys at home. So far in this BO3 series, it is 1-0 in favor of Chakaimuk. If they win this one, they're 2-0. The series ends here, and we shall indeed have them make it into the playoffs. But unfortunately, that is going to be a pretty hard one because Sea Serpents, they have to do everything. It's do or die moment for them. But here it is, big 3-man, actually 4-man rotation. Jin is just behind, can get a curtain call to assist if needed. Some good damage going to be dashed away by the boy himself, the Twisted Fate. Dude, is actually rather significantly present when it comes to the map pressure. He's moving everywhere, using that teleport in really big ways, which you did mention that teleport was going to be coming out as being extremely useful. And I got to say, Twisted Fate has got so much map presence that they are struggling for the side of Sea Serpents to find a response to that.
Yeah, and also, before I answer that, continue that topic, I just want to say that the reason why we're not switching to Chakaimuk's perspective as much is because the stream's lagging a lot. So that's why we're sticking mainly on the Sea Serpent's perspective, so we understand. But yeah, a little bit of skirmish on the bottom side. They do pick up Lee Sin from Chakaimuk. It's a really, really good pick from Sea Serpents. They need a little bit of confidence boost at this point. It's do or die. It's match point. They have to take this. They have to even out the scoreboard, so they're giving themselves a chance.
Yeah, Drake is going to be once again taken, but they do have the Scuttler on the side of Chakaimuk, so they're definitely going to be seeing this one, but unfortunately for them, without the Lee Sin, they can't really do much about it. That's going to be 2 Drakes coming away off Sea Serpents, and those 2 Drakes are going to slowly start stacking up in a really, really positive way for Sea Serpents, making it pretty hard, actually, for the other side to find a good way to come back into the game, because 2 Drakes is starting to get a little bit scary, but it's still not impossible for them to come back. Also, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen them use the Herald just yet, so Herald is still something to keep in mind, could be used eventually, especially if they end up winning the next fight. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to be close enough that the cooldown of the Herald pretty soon. So they're going to think about using it really soon to make sure they can get at least some usage out of it. Oh, there you go. Mid lane is going to be the push with the Herald.
Yeah, and then here it comes. They're trying to put some pressure on it. It does seem like they're sending 4 people from C7 to defend it. So yeah, that Herald's going to go down. He does use his charge though one time. It's like 1.5 bar HP. Oh, here it comes, Camille.
Oh, man, that's it. No, what are you doing, man? Oh, Alistar kind of threw that one. He didn't knock him back. He just knocked him up, which when you're playing up against the Camille, Alistar is so good because you can knock her out of the ultimate to try and stop the lockdown on one of your ADCs, so it would have been a better play to just knock back. Though, Lee Sin being a little bit too aggressive on that one. He will take some severe damage. He's still chasing, looking for the frag. Nice dodge coming on through. He's still got the flash, but he's just not going to use it. He could have made to the tower. Alistar could have survived, but he really wanted to keep that flash.
Wow. Also, I think this is really, really quick reaction from Lee Sin. You know, the flash coming out. We can take a look. Let's see if we can find a little bit of replay footage of exactly what went down. I think overall it's a beautiful. Oh, a little bit of action here. Let's quickly come back to the table. A little bit more action down mid lane.
Yeah, Braum's going to be taking some pretty big damage right away. He is going to be going out initially, followed up closely by the Twisted Fate in his first step. Mid lane, though, can they try and find vengeance? Like, the mid lane and also the support is gone, so they got no more front line. They are looking pretty healthy. They got a bunch of GA still remaining, though Jin, unfortunately, has got nothing left in his case. He's got no mana whatsoever, and he is currently extremely low with that GA, so Lee Sin knows he can go for the engage. Nice knock-up coming out from the Alistar to bring some breathing room once again. But unfortunately, they win that fight, but they can't make anything. And that's the most important fundamental thing when it comes down to it when you're playing MOBA games and Wild Rift in general. When you win a fight, you want to be able to trade off that fight and turn it into objective control, extra gold, denying CS away from the enemies. Here, they won that fight. They got 2 kills, and they unfortunately can't do anything. So that fight is almost wasted.
Dude, that's what I was saying. I was really impressed by the fact how Chakaimuk was able to run their lanes. You know, they're able to manage the waves so well. So, or just overall the map, the resources around the map. They don't take fights at the wrong time. So even if you win some fights, you take some kills, so what? Like there's nothing on the map for you to take after that. So all you get is 500 gold, right, from that kill, and that's it, you know. So I think they're really good at doing that. And also, let's see the replay. Yeah, here it comes. So they first got a kill onto the Akali, and then Lee Sin right here. Well, I just want to see how Lee Sin is able to manage that. I think Lee Sin, he really wanted to kill this this cow, this Alistar, this Ox. Yeah, look at Flash coming in. Yeah, Flash coming in with the enhanced auto attack with instantly skill 3. So I don't think Alistar was trying to save the Flash because he didn't think Lee Sin can catch the distance. But Lee Sin just really quick on his fingers.
I think it's as simple as you forgot you had a flash. He's like, I'm sure he died. He was like, oh god damn it, I had a flash. Damn, I didn't use it. Yeah, it happens to me all the time when in my personal rank game. So I definitely get the feeling. So it's completely okay. But in terms of objective, once again, they only got one Drake lane tower. That is literally all they got. They got no oh my god, what is happening here? You're gonna have a great flash coming in and ultimate. Well, is it great? I'm not too sure about that one. She is pretty much getting battered as Lee Sin going a little bit too deep in that fight. Still got the GA. She should be good to go. The GA will be procced on both enemies. The Jin also is going to be able to make it back thanks to the GA, but here unfortunately they are going down pretty quickly. Jin gonna have the curtain call coming on through, picks up the kills. Maybe the stun comes out from the Alistar, but he does flash out. Finally, he remembered he had a flash. Great stuff, and makes it out of range just in the nick of time. And that fight will be good in favor of Sea Serpents, but it was a damn close fight for sure.
Oh my goodness, this is what Sea Serpents needs once again. They need this big 5-man fight. And then I don't know why Chikama was given to them. You know, like it originally was a pick, but if you can't get the pick, I think is the count that Sea Serpent, Chikama has, literally instantly get away instead of they dive deeper and deeper, and then just end up giving us a free ace. That will transition to a Baron and eventually more to Sea Serpent's side. So what can I say? I think right now, so far, we see the team that has more wombo combo potential, that has better comp, end up winning more team fights. So that might be just be the more preferred draft choices in the current meta available to Wild Rift.
Yeah, and if they get the next Drake, that's going to be 3 Drakes gone. Ocean Drake, a Fire Drake, and maybe also a Mountain Drake on top of this one, which will make matters even easier for them if they can just get a little bit of an extra shield every few seconds. Yeah. You know what? If still Sea Serpent take this one, I'm going to say the favorite word of Dave. If they win it, we'll get an extra game, which creates more content for the side of Dave's channel, so he's going to be pretty happy about that one for sure. But we'll see if Sea Serpents can be happy about winning this game. Nice knock-up, but unfortunately it's on a Brawl, which is not the best, and he's going to counteract that one with an ultimate of his own. That was a dive coming out from Alistar that had no reason to be. Diving and putting so much of your kit into a Brawl, like, you know he's going to soak up the damage. Like, there's no way you survive that.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit miscoordination or disconnect from Sea Serpent's side. You're absolutely right. There's no reason to die because the team was going for the tier 1 tower. The whole reason why the Ox, the Alistar was there was to zone them away, to scare them away. But you don't have to engage, right? All you have to do is just be there, and until your team get the tower, and then you can follow up with the engage when your team is ready. But just now, their team doing multiple things at once, and sure enough, they result in the fatty Gragas dying instead.
The fatty, yeah, feels bad for him, man. Fat shaming indeed over here. That's what's happening. But so far, I'm seeing Sea Serpents. They are still doing good. Their micro is rather good, but like what I'm seeing the issue is like once again their shot calling. I don't know who's the IGL, who's the in-game leader of the team, but they got to be able to actually pick up fights at the snap of a finger and like be able to execute it in a really good way. Unfortunately, I'm seeing Alistar sometimes doing moves that I think he decides on his own accord, which is not working out for his team. Like unless he's the IGL, he should communicate with his team, okay, we're going to go for the engage. But Brawl should never be your main target, especially when you have such good dive potential with Akali, with a Wukong. They can go straight onto the enemy ADCs or the enemy backlane mages and get that damage out there, but they're just not using the full extent of their comp, which I think is, at the end of the day, hurting them quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that Baron buff is essentially wasted, right? They got a Baron, but what did they accomplish? They end up losing a tier 2 tower on the top lane, end up about to lose a tier tower on the bottom lane, so...
Don't do it. Please don't engage that. Alistar, please. It is not worth it. Your team is not there, ready to go. Just keep them away. There you go. We're fine.
Stay alive until the Year of Ox comes in. 2021 is the Year of Ox. The Lunar New Year is coming up.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Sexy, isn't it?
Sexy.
Yep.
Year of Ox. That's nice.
Yeah, and then Alistar's an ox, right? Or is it a bull or a cow? I mean, what?
He can be whatever you want it to be. He's fine. I'm sure he's cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, he's running on 2 feet.
He's a. Hey, you know what? Yeah, fair enough. He's a toro. Toro.
What kind of cow ran on 2 feet?
This?
What the hell?
Anyways. Again with this, I think off context.
Yeah. At this point, Sea Serpent does have the boost, knowing that they can team fight. With that being said, they should force more objectives. But you gotta have a clear goal in mind, a clear objective in mind. Use objective to bait out team fights and focus on the fight. Right? Don't force objectives. Right here. Here it comes. Ooh, Camille, dodge that.
Camille, why are you going solo without your team, man? You're going to get procced almost instantly. I don't know how she's able to survive that, but goddamn, she's able to tank it all up. The team is there, and it gets stolen away by the Lee Sin with a smite. So well done, and now all the players of Sea Serpent are going so damn low, but they are hungry for kills. Going to have also the nice re-engage from the backside coming on through. They're going to get the Sea Curtain call. Get him some rather significant damage, but unfortunately nothing of significance as of yet. While Twisted Phase is like, no, dude, I'm not interested with that fight anymore. I'm just going to go straight for the mid lane, shove it in the tower. No one dies, and only thing that happens in that fight is the Baron getting stolen by the Lee Sin. And how does Camille survive that? She engaged solo initially, and she does, like, yeah, sure, dude, I'll tank that up. I'm a tank now. Hell yeah.
I mean, like, I just said you need to focus on the fight, right? Here, Camille first dodged the WQ combo from Alistar, but then they were still hitting the Baron. Like, you can't have one person hitting the Baron and, like, 4 people trying to hit the Baron, one person doing something completely different. This is not what a team need to do at this caliber. What you need to do is use that Baron. If it's at 1/3 HP, let it go and focus on the fight. So, speaking of fight, here it comes once again.
Yeah, there you go. Brawl is going to be there, tanking it up once again. Their focus should not be on Brawl, but indeed onto the other characters, and that's exactly what they do. Miss Fortune goes down initially.
Oh, the steal!
The backdoor. This is the backdoor opportunity coming on through, and they snatch away the game 2-0, and they qualify to the playoffs. That is going to be all set and done. GG well played. Chakomuk take the series.
Oh my god! What did I just witness? The first base steal success in the group stage, right? I mean, I don't remember another base steal that was successful.
I mean, Twisted Fate too, right? He's got the TP. Man, he's got the kit to do a backdoor. Like, he is made for that. He was born for that, right? It's exactly his position, and it pays off in big, big ways. And they're making it to the playoffs, but unfortunately, that indeed does mean they will have to say goodbye, arigato gozaimasu, to Sea Serpents, as they will be out of the qualifiers. But still, they gave up a pretty good fight, but unfortunately, the backdoor of Twisted Fate was way too much for them to deal with.
Oh my god. Like, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Let's quickly jump to the post-play analysis so we can take a look of exactly what happened. There were a few team fights that I think that, that they did well. Like this one, for example. I think Sea Serpents, right now, they're just playing pretty chaotic. There has to be, the in-game leader has to be kind of chaotic in his mind also. Like we were saying, you cannot feel a clear presence of the in-game leader for the Sea Serpents. Right? Like that, the team fight... After that one, they got the dragon. This one where, look at Gragas. This engagement was just odd because Wukong and Jing was not interested in participating whatsoever, So, you have two people that kind of wanted to jump out. Kali kind of also baited them. Like, Kali was walking up. It's like, sorry guys, I'm not going in. Look at Kali. Never mind. I'm gonna eat. Okay, bye. So, he's gone. It's just very, very odd.
Brawl has the kit to be able to deal with that. He's like, well, you ulting me? Well, I'm going to go for my ultimate, and then I'm going to, like, knock back everyone behind you, and I'm going to create also that big line of defense. And they still had the first mid lane tower. They dived 2 towers for that engagement. Yeah. It was never going to be worthwhile unless you had, like, Alistar that was going to tank up the entire way, but their focus was never going to be on the Alistar from the get-go. Their focus was on Akali, their focus was on Jhin, those kind of characters. Alistar, they're going to completely forget about him entirely and focus the rest of their team. So that was a dive that should never have happened. I'm pretty sure the reason why that happened is because Alistar thought he had a good opportunity, and his team were, like, almost forced to follow up on that. That just once again goes to show that the IGLing was just not there, at least on that call. They had some good IGLing moments throughout that game, but, like, that moment right there was a big lack of communication that made them struggle heavily. But that fight too, Camille jumping on through, she was feeling goddamn confident while the start of that Baron pick getting picked up. I was like, man, she's no way she survives that. But she was 1, hella tanky, 2, getting some rather significant damage, 3, the team was close by, and also she had GA. She was like, you know what, I'm untouchable, I'm on top of the world, no one can take me down right now. And it worked out great because they stole the Baron and everyone survived on their side. That was a risky play that at the end rewarded them in so many big ways. They were just able to then push and shut down so many towers afterwards.
Yeah, and on top of it, look what Camille did right here. So Alistar going to WQ him right here, and Camille was ready. He expected this to come, right? Obviously, look, beautiful ult. He dodged the WQ from Alistar. Now this guy have no skills for another 10 seconds. So yeah, even though he was taking 4 people's damage here, but he was not like, Alistar didn't have any quad control. At least he was fine. Also at the same time, Akali is fighting one person on the left. And you got one Wukong trying to hit this Baron right here with the Alistar. They're not hitting a person anymore. They're just all attacking the Baron for some reason. This two got slowed by the Braum's ult, but it's still walking towards the Baron. They want this Baron. Where I think what they needed to do right here is just focus on team fights. You know, like, for example, stop hating this Baron right now. Everybody just hit the Camille and go for it. Like, if you find out, I mean, at this situation, it's kind of a bit awkward because Lee Sin is coming in to finish it off. And they really got caught by Braum. So overall, if you look at it, it's I think a miscalculation or misexecution from the Sea Serpent side. But most importantly, it's really good execution for Chikaimuk, right? This ultimate was not intentional because it was just meant to save the marksman. Because Akali was jumping on the Misfortune right here. Look, so Misfortune, Akali used the Shroud, and Misfortune showed up. No. It would just do all the backline. It would just cut off the backline. This was just a really good damn ult then. I thought he was trying to save the Misfortune on the side. But no. Then what is Akali doing on the side? Like, what is this hourglass for? Like, this is a lot of very chaotic stuff happening. He was not under any pressure. It's very, very chaotic stuff. They need to have one shot call going on one target at once. And the target at this point need to be the enemy Lee Sin to took away that pressure from Wukong, so he can secure the Baron. And that turned out to be the play. And also, just this one right here. How do we not see this? Like, because we're in the replay, it turned out that when they're fighting here, Lee Sin, look at Lee Sin and Twisted Fate. Oh, they have 5 men there. Let's go. On the minimap.
They were like, they even had Camille down, like, just in case they really needed an extra player. They were like, I mean, yeah, at that point onwards, what can you do? Not much. The backdoor happened. It was way too late for them to be able to backport. And also the reason why was there was no way for them to be able to cancel and shut down that backdoor is because there were still enemy players from Chakaimuk that were nearby them. So even if they were trying to go for the backport, they were going to get actually cancelled on their backs. So they had to walk the entire mid lane back to their base, which will have never had enough time for them to try and deny that backdoor away. So it was like, if you want to see how you do a backdoor properly, this is how you do it. Know the rest of the team is busy. Know you can cancel their backport and send 1 or 2 players to go for the backdoor on the Nexus. They can do a lot of damage because the attack speed of Twisted Fate is rather high. And then he went with a teammate too, making it super easy.
Okay, we got a little bit disconnect right there, but I just want to say that are we back? Are we back? I think we're back.
That was a backdoor 101. That was my last word. Backdoor 101. Yes.
Absolutely. It was a backdoor 101, you know? Like, that was absolutely correct. And then also another thing that really went well for that backdoor was because that they have the Baron buff, you know? So with the Baron buff, I don't know why. We can't have the footage right now, right here, because look at the minimap. There's a minion wave coming into our base at this point. With enemy have Baron buff, why are they fighting mid? You know, like, somebody need to be defending this. They should have been managed this wave to start off, because this was coming to their base before they even went mid, right? Before they were charging down mid. If you look at a tiny minimap on the little bottom left screen corner here, right? Lisa was pushing the lane all together, and nobody was going to the lane. So Akali need to go. If I'm Akali, I'll be going to the lane, or if I'm like Gragas, I'll be going to the lane right now instead of going mid. But that's not what happened. They saw an opportunity to engage, and they did, and then which give the opponent the Chikaimuk the opportunity to split push. Eventually won that game. So let's quickly come back to the bracket, as you can see on the screen right now. Big shout out to Next Play and Chikaimuk for making it out the Group D and joining the playoff. Now we got updates on the last game regarding the Team Alliance and 16-bit situation. We are going to have a tiebreaker tomorrow at their earliest convenience, and then that will probably happen around 8 p.m. KR time. So we're going to have a tiebreaker tomorrow to find out who actually proceeds from Group C. But so far, all the group stages have actually come to an end. So we're going to have Next Play Esports, Chakaimuk, DR Esports, Sengoku Gaming, Liap Esports, Omega Esports, and Bigatron Infinity going all the way to the playoff and play in the double elimination format with all-round ban pick upcoming. I cannot wait. This is a decked out lineup for the playoff stage. This is going to be very, very exciting.
I agree. Like, just making it also so far, like even 16-bit, you got to keep in mind, by the way, the last invitational event was $500 coming their way.
Yeah.
They did not make it. That's how high now the level of competition has been in this event. It's been increasing steadily time and time again. Every single week, every single day, the meta's evolving to a way where they find new ways to increase or to abuse the game in so many different ways. So I got to say that teams have been definitely adapting in really nice and good ways. And hopefully the playoffs is going to be as good as it was into the league stage, the Open qualifiers, because, man, these fights, these games were so damn fun to see. Even the 2-0 stomps were fun to watch. You were like, so many good games coming on through. I enjoyed every single second of it for sure.
Yeah, sometimes it was a lucky stomp. Like last game, C-Serpent definitely had a really good shot. It's a little bit, I think players a little bit on the nerve over there, on the edge.
Then backdoor.
Yeah, then the backdoor comes in.
Oh,
but
no.
What a close call. We could have just go to a game 3, to be honest. But nope, Chakamuk sees the opportunity and decided to end it right there. So, once again, guys, just a quick reminder, the playoff stage will start on Wednesday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. KR time. The playoff stage, I'm going to run over, I'm just going to give you a glimpse of the all-round ban pick. If you don't know what it is, it's basically every single hero in best out of 3, best out of 5, and best out of 7 for the grand finals is only allowed to be used once for each team. So, for example, the 2 teams who make to the grand finals, best out of 7, if they use the first game they used, let's say, Misfortune. The second game they used Kaisa. Then for the following matches, they are not allowed to use those heroes anymore. So the enemy don't have to ban it, and they cannot pick it by default. It's already banned for them. So every hero, we will not see repeated heroes from any team. It will be really exciting. It's a true testimony to not only the strategy pool a team has, also to a champion pool to individual players. So I cannot wait for the playoffs. I cannot wait for the Wednesday. Mark it on your calendar, share it with your friends. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and say bye-bye. For now, make sure to go ahead and follow our beautiful casters with a social link. Go to Trovo, get your seat warmed up. Follow Wild Rift Competitive with our social media links in description. We're going to go ahead and say bye-bye. We'll see you guys Wednesday afternoon for the Wild Rift Asia Brawl playoffs.